Hey guys, what's happening? Anthony Hendrickson coming to you live here today. Just kind of going about my day here and kind of remember I had one more live I wanted to get done here. I'm kind of doing 2 days. We're in the middle of, this will be day 4 video for a 14-day challenge that I'm doing. What this 14-day challenge is it's put on by Ray Higdon. It's a challenge that he's got going on. And it's a 14-day challenge, a lot of Facebook Lives, different things like that, stepping out of comfort zones, kind of forcing yourself to do things you wouldn't normally do. I kind of realize this isn't the ideal time of the day to be doing a live, but what I'm doing to a day, I'm trying to break one up in the morning, one at night, so I wanted to get this one going here so I can kind of get caught up with the rest of the group and move on from there. So, and what this live is that, you know, you get to keep what you speak. And it's all around language and mindset, and that's kind of what the training that he was doing today, or not today, but for that I'm doing today, he did here a couple days ago. But what it really is, you know, talking about how the words that you use are going to affect your life. So if they're words that you keep using, no matter if they're good or bad, or, you know, it's just what you speak is going to be what your reality is. So if you're using words like frustrated, overwhelmed, confused, stuck is a big one. Hey Dustin, what's happening? Thanks for jumping on. Disappointed is another big one too. So I mean, these are the ones that I can think of off the top of my head. And don't get me wrong, I use these as well. But now I do find myself being more, you know, aware that I'm using them. And not that you can't use them, not that they can't be in your vocabulary, but if you're using them all the time, it's going to have some negative connotations with it, and it's that you're going to keep evolving down that path. So, you know, your mindset is your greatness, and what you speak is going to be your reality. So, not only with what you're speaking, but positive thoughts and all that. So that's where the mindset comes in at. There's something really interesting that Ray was talking about, and he has a friend, and I believe her name was Cynthia, and she had kind of a saying or something that she would do after some of these words or phrases. So say for instance, like frustrated. So I'm frustrated that I'll never get out of debt. And then what she would always put was on the end of these phrases, and that's what I want. And then so say overwhelmed. So I'm overwhelmed that I'll never catch up, and that's what I want. Would be what she'd put. Confused would be another one. Confused. So, you know, I'm confused as to how to reach out to people to share my opportunity, and that's what I want. So if you kind of see where I'm going with this, you know, you put that at the end of the sentence, and makes you more aware, and possibly might make it, you know, so you wouldn't want to use those in those sentences, and just come up with better things to say and better language to use, because, you know, the more consistent you are with this, not only the mindset, but also the way you're going to come off to other people. And it's just a good habit to be in. And just that little phrase that she used at the end of her sentences, you know, it kind of goes a long ways. I had never heard that one before, so once he said that, it made sense, and I wanted to pass it on to other people, because I think you can get some value out of that as well. So, you know, back to your words and what you get to, you keep what you speak. So that's kind of what he was claiming on this one. So rather than using the negative ones, you can always, you know, do the opposite and use maybe some positive words or phrases. You know, something like, you know, I'm not perfect, but I'm learning and I'm growing. You know, I'm something like I'm charging forward. You know, you're going to make this happen. Either way, no matter what you have to do. You know, something like maybe, hey, I'm excited, I'm not perfect, but at least I'm going in the right direction. So there's different words and phrases and things like that. Hey, Josh, what's happening? Thanks for jumping on. That, you know, rather than being negative, being positive. Or if you do find yourself, you know, putting out one of these words like frustrated or overwhelmed or something, you know, pop one of those out there. Maybe just, you know, once you're aware of it, then try something that is a little bit more positive. So you are what you speak, you know, so keep speaking the way you want to be speaking, and then your thoughts are only going to be that same way. And, you know, at the end of the day, might take a couple of days, but then you're growing close to where you want to be. So to kind of sort of, well, actually, one other thing I want to touch on too is one thing he did say, and not that I'm a huge spiritual person, but I do believe in a higher being, and you know, religion is for some people and some it's not, and I enjoy it, but I'm not going to force it on other people. But one thing that Ray did actually mention today in the training that made a lot of sense was, if you do believe in a higher power or whatever it may be that you believe in, or you choose to believe in, you know, to put a ceiling on yourself or someone else, or, you know, to tell a higher being that, you know, this is as good as it gets. This is this is my ceiling. It's all I can do. You know, and he made a good point that it's kind of a slap in the face. You know, who are you to say that you know, can't go above and beyond and be something that you didn't really think that you could be, or whatever. I had never thought about it that way, so I thought that was really interesting as well. So, you know, it's kind of one of those things where, you know, who are you to say that when the bar is too high or whatever it might be. So you just got to keep doing little things to, you know, push the limits and see where you can end up. So yeah, try to keep this somewhat short. I know it's late, and who knows how many people we're gonna have on here, but feel free to hashtag replay if you want to shout out where you're actually watching this from on the replay. Feel free to do that. Smash that share button. I appreciate anyone that wants to share it, or if you think anyone else can get some value out of it, feel free to share it. But yeah, just to kind of sum it up, you know, the language that you use is, you know, kind of where you're going to be and where you're going to stay. I think that it's very positive or a positive thing to actually have goals and things to, you know, strive for. You know, show yourself where you're going. That way you realize when you're making process. And then I think, last but not least, I think you need to hold yourself accountable. So I think with all those things and the other, you know, positive and negative things that you need to be aware of, I think between all that, you just want to keep moving in the right direction. So yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to touch in this portion of the live. And then I'm just going to end it by saying that I've said this in the last couple of lives too, but this is a 14-day challenge, and I am keeping notes throughout the daily actions and things like that. Not only what I'm covering, but what we covered in training and things like that. So if anyone's interested in that, feel free, you can comment here and just say info. You can inbox me. Let me know you want a little more information. And with that being said, I can give you background on just this challenge. I can kind of let you know why we're marketing this way, which direction we're going, and why. There's all kinds of different opportunities. Some are income, some are personal development. There's all kinds of different avenues that we can go down on this. So if any of that interests you, feel free to reach out or just drop me a comment. I'll reach out to you. That way you don't have to follow up. And yeah, let's go from there. So I appreciate everyone jumping on here, and I appreciate anyone watching for the replay. If you're jumping on now, I hate to say it to you, but I'm coming to a close, so you have to go back and watch the replay. So feel free to share it, like it, spread it around. And yeah, I hope you got some value out of this. Once again, it's Anthony Hendrickson coming to you live here. And if you guys are around tomorrow, feel free to hop on. I'll be doing probably one or two tomorrow too. So thanks again for everything. You guys have a good night. Bye-bye.